Come listen to my podcast.
Why?
The Taylor Talking Podcast.
I'm mentally ill.
It's the Taylor Talking Podcast. The Taylor Talking Podcast. Taylor Talking, Taylor Talking Podcast. It's the Taylor Talking Podcast. The Taylor Talking Podcast. Taylor Talking, Taylor Talking Podcast.
But why?
I freaking love that song. Shout out to my buddy Cliff for making that absolute banger for the Taylor Talking Podcast intro. He is a good friend of mine. We met back when I lived in LA, which seems like forever ago, but he's good people. I miss you, Cliff. You need to come back to Iowa and see me again soon. Anyway, welcome back to episode 2 of the Taylor Talking Podcast. Yay! Woo! Party! This is going to be a bit of an interesting episode. I have a few wild turns we're going to take. I'm primarily going to be going over some deep sea conspiracy theories. Ooh. And there's a couple other things I want to talk about. I might have Drew on later. I might not. We'll see how it goes. We'll see if he's lucky. So things have been a little bit better for me since the first episode of the podcast came out, in terms of mental health, I guess. I stopped taking my Lexapro, which I haven't told my doctor yet, but I think she gets the idea because I haven't been, asking for refills. And the crazy thing is, I feel better off of it. I still have issues with anxiety, for sure, but, I'm saying a lot, I'm sorry. But I did it again. My libido has been better. I've actually had a libido, which I'm sure my boyfriend is very happy with because it's been an interesting past couple of months. It's not what he was used to. And I don't know how to feel about that because I know that this medicine was prescribed to me to help me, but I don't know how I feel about the fact that I feel better off of it than I did on it. And I had been on it for almost a year. I started at a really low dosage, worked my way up to a relatively high dosage. And while it did work, I did not realize the negative effects that it had on me until I stopped taking it. But now my body's going through this weird thing where I think I'm going through Lexapro withdrawals because I cannot eat anything. I keep getting really nauseous to the point where I thought I was pregnant, but I took a bunch of pregnancy tests and they all showed negative. So I don't, and I was just on my, Aunt Flo the other week. So I don't think I'm pregnant, but my body, it's crazy what's happening to it. And now I'm afraid to try any other pharmaceuticals because what the hell are those going to do to my body? So I bought some ashwagandha. I haven't tried it yet because that's just another thing going into my body that I have no idea what it is. But it is at least a natural, herbal supplement. But I live in the United States of America, and literally everything they sell here is poison, so who knows what's actually in that capsule or tablet or whatever it is. I also haven't been taking my birth control, so this could also be due to the fact that I'm no longer on birth control for the first time in, I don't even know how long. So yeah, I put in a refill request for my medications. I have not refilled the Lexapro, but I'm still taking a milder anxiety medication, and I'm still taking my migraine medication. Well, I'm going to start taking them again, I should say. I'm not currently and have not been for about a month. Oh, I mean, I thought it was a problem, but I guess it's not. I don't know. We'll see how things turn out. I'm trying to be better about being in a positive mindset. And I've been doing better with my panic attacks. If I feel a panic attack coming on, I'm able to like talk myself out of it again, which is something that I had not been able to do for a while because they had been getting so intense. But that's a nice change. It could also be that winter's over, you know. My seasonal depression is definitely very, very real. And the sun has been out and shining lately. The pool is open. I haven't gone to the pool yet. I thought about going later today, but then I was like, oh crap, the second episode of Taylor Talking Podcast is due, so I should probably get recording. Good stuff, good stuff. So yeah, today we are going to talk about deep sea conspiracy theories. I did a poll on my TikTok, which is at Taylor.talking, Taylor period Talking on TikTok. I did a poll asking if I should talk about the Duggars or deep sea conspiracies, and deep sea conspiracies led for like a whole day, and then out of nowhere it tied. But I'm just going to go ahead and talk about the deep sea conspiracies because that's what I want to talk about, and this is my podcast, so that's what I'm going to do. Oh, goodness. So to start this off, one of my coworkers actually told me the other day that a bunch of scientists or marine biologists, whatever you want to call them, they were doing another scan of the Titanic, and they found a megalodon tooth necklace within the wreckage of the Titanic. What? So, like, I get that shark teeth are, like, something that we wear here, like, you know, in modern day, and I guarantee that they were worn in, like, ancient cultures. But, like, the fact that somebody on the Titanic, some bougie motherfucker, had a gold-plated megalodon tooth necklace is baffling to me. Like, that was 1912. And yeah, I don't get it. So, yeah, this article that I was looking at, it does have an image of it. It's pretty cool. You can look it up. There's a bunch of information on the internet about it. But basically, the megalodons were around on Earth about 20 million years ago. And then they supposedly became extinct around 3.6 million years ago. But there are conspiracies that they're still around. And if somebody on the Titanic had a necklace with their tooth, like, that's just weird. I get, yeah, sure, cool, it washed up on the beach, whatever. But, like, a megalodon tooth? A megalodon tooth? And then there's reports where marine biologists are, like, tracking these sharks and they'll, like, disappear and just go into depths that they can't even monitor. It's like, what are they going down there for? What if there's an even bigger shark that they're going down and they're, like, bringing food down there for it? This probably sounds super fucking stupid, but, like, you know how in How to Train Your Dragon, where there's all, like, the normal dragons that all the Vikings fight and they're, like, big and ferocious, but then all those dragons go back to, like, their home lair in the volcano, and there's, like, this Godzilla having ass, like, massive monster dragon. What if that's what the deep sea is like, and, like, all these little sharky sharks and little great white are going down and, like, bringing shit down to the fucking big bad megalodon? That's just me being crazy, but what if that was, like, legit what was happening? I do think the megalodon is still alive, though. Like, I don't know. I want to know what you guys think. So, maybe I'll post another post on TikTok about it. and get some more feelings on whether or not I should talk about Megalodon more. But yeah, like if you go online, there's a bunch of different articles, even from like this year and last year, where there are like videos of some kind of creature that is absolutely massive, but like you literally can see it in a video. It's not in focus, and it's not, I'll give you that it's not a very good video, but like what else could that be? If it's not a megalodon, it's still some kind of deep sea monster that we have no freaking clue what it is. This is another thing that drives me crazy. So NASA was originally invented or created or founded or whatever the fuck to explore the oceans of our own planet. And for some reason or another, they decided to go from exploring our oceans to seeing how fucking far away we can get from this fucking planet within like the blink of an eye. So what did they find out? We've only discovered like 6 or 7% of the ocean, if that. And the world is literally like 80% water almost. So what the figgity fuck did NASA find down there that made them want to get off this planet so bad? I don't freaking understand it. Like, I believe in mermaids, but I don't think mermaids are going to terrify somebody so bad to want to get off this freaking planet. Like, I don't get it. And nowadays, you know, a few years ago, there were government people shooting off a massive nuclear bomb in the middle of the ocean, and they claimed it was to test the effects that it would have on a freaking boat. How stupid do you think we are? Like, what? I probably sound super fucking crazy right now. I don't know. I just remember I don't remember if anybody else watched this show. I'm sure they did. But when I was a kid, Samurai Jack was a cartoon, and they had an episode where like they went underwater and there was this whole underwater colony with like this super advanced civilization. And I seriously think that is what is down on our ocean floors. I've always had a theory that there are aliens, or I guess quote unquote aliens, living at the bottom of the ocean. Because if you think about it, the pressure and the like massive amounts of weight and pressure that you have at the bottom of the ocean has to be pretty freaking similar to the vacuums of space, right? And there's no air, there's no oxygen. So I just always saw a lot of similarities. And then you got to put into the account, you know, the whole firmament theory where space is actually water. I'm going off into a tangent, sorry. But like I've always had an inkling in my little brain that there are some kind of sentient beings living in an underwater colony. But like even that, I don't understand what would make NASA be like, oh, nope, gotta start investigating space. This is, nope. Like, what did they find? Oh, it drives me insane. Okay, so, Drew was lucky, and he's here with me. Say hi, Drew.
Hey, everybody.
Welcome back to the Taylor Talking Podcast. You got to hear a little bit about what we were talking about earlier, and I want to get your thoughts about some of the deep sea conspiracy theories that you've heard of, or that you heard me talking about.
Okay, well, just catching up. Yeah, I mean, the Megalodon stuff, always interesting. Kind of reminds...
Do you think Megalodon is still around?
I don't know. I don't know. But it does remind me a lot about, like, you know, like giant squid.
Yeah, they didn't think that was a thing, and then it is.
Exactly. That's kind of what it was like. Well, you never know. One of them might wash up on shore somewhere, like Australia. Who knows?
Probably Australia.
Yeah, and it might confirm everything. But, you know, there's plenty of footage of them now, but it seems like that's only come out in like the last, I don't know, 15.
I was gonna say, yeah, this decade probably.
Yeah, but before that, I mean, really, it was all like kind
Giant squid.
Yeah, it was
Kraken.
it was a myth. Yeah, the stuff that you would see in like old books and stuff like that. But then they finally found one. So,
Dude, I remember I was in high school, and the Discovery Channel did a special because. Are you about to crack open a beer? Yeah. Do it in front of the microphone. Yeah. But yeah, I think I was in like, I don't know, maybe 9th or 10th grade, and the Discovery Channel, like, literally live footage got the first ever recorded coverage of a giant squid. And, like, witnessing that on national television for the first time, I thought was super freaking cool. So maybe we'll get to do the same thing with Megalodon within our lifetime.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I hope so in that case. 'Cause, like, I mean, truly,
never go swimming in the ocean again.
Terrifying. I mean, even just great whites and like some of the footage you see like during Shark Week or whatever.
It's terrifying.
It is terrifying.
I have the the thalassophobia or whatever it's called. Like the fear of open water. I don't. I can handle swimming like in a pool. I can do like floating. I can do kayaking. But like if I can't feel the bottom of the water, like if I don't know what's under me, I get anxiety. Like even sometimes when we go kayaking, I get like scared that I'm gonna like capsize or something and just not be able to like get back in the boat or whatever. But anyways, yeah, back to what you're saying.
No, sharks are fucking gnarly. So like, yeah, imagining a giant one, it terrifies me. But it would be cool to see pictures of it. Yeah, that'd be cool. But I've actually been, I'll say, near a shark in the ocean. So I lived in Florida for about a year, several years ago. Mm-hmm. But we went to Sebastian, Florida, which is on the Atlantic side. I don't know. In reference to what other city, I couldn't tell you. But
all right,
it's a great place for surfing. It's like a big attraction there for it. At least it was, 20 years ago when I went. And yeah, we were out there and they had, watchtowers literally. And at some point,
the sharks,
yeah, we were there. I was only there for one day, but for probably 8 hours, honestly, like all day. And
Jesus.
But one time while we were out there, people started yelling and whistles and stuff were going. And someone spotted a shark. I never saw it, but apparently it was somewhere near where we were at, and we had to get out and all that. So. That was fucking terrifying.
To my knowledge, I've never been around a shark in open water. Like, obviously, I've seen them in an aquarium, and that's my preferred setting.
Yeah. Yeah, and it could have been small. I mean, I don't know what kind it was. No one with my group saw it. Like, they couldn't tell me what they saw, so I had no idea.
The bull sharks are supposedly, like, really nice. Like,
oh, no, nurse
sharks. That's what it is. Bull shark. Yeah, never mind. Nurse sharks, yeah. Ugh, never mind. Anyways.
Yeah. No, tiger sharks are fucking crazy, too. Apparently, I've heard rumors. Maybe it is bull, but... Maybe tiger, maybe bull. I can't remember, but apparently...
I think they're both pretty vicious. Leopard sharks, I think... Leopard and hammerhead sharks are like two of the most vicious, aren't they?
Well, one of the two that I mentioned is able, supposedly, to kind of survive in brackish waters. So, like...
The fuck is brackish water?
Brackish water is... That's a mixture of salt and fresh water.
Oh, okay. I got you. So yeah, Florida.
So, and then supposedly there's even been reports of sharks being found on the Mississippi River. I couldn't tell you, but as far north up the Mississippi as like, I want to say St. Louis. I'm sure I could look it up, but
probably.
Yeah, I remember because I grew up and lived near the Mississippi, in Iowa, which is north of that, but it was always like, no way, no way. I got to worry about that now.
Literally.
A random bull shark.
First we get a random hurricane in a landlocked state, and then now we got random sharks to deal with. God, could you imagine? And
don't roast me, but I'm pretty sure there's some stories of bull sharks or what was the other one? Tiger sharks wandering up the Mississippi. So.
That's insane.
Yeah. Yeah, sharks are fucking scary, like we were talking about.
So, have you, other than like Megalodon, have you ever heard of any like crazy like theories or stories of things about like the deep sea or like the ocean in general.
Getting back to kind of what you were talking about, towards the end, you mentioned where you think there's there could be a highly evolved alien, maybe civilization or something down deep, and like, I just want to. Have you ever seen the movie Abyss?
Yes, I was literally about to say that.
Yeah,
I love that movie.
I didn't want to say, like, I was listening to it. I'm like, I didn't want to say it, but now that I'm talking to a lot of people, I want to mention it because that's a sweet movie.
It's a very good movie.
Yeah, for those of you who haven't seen it, you got to check it out. It's I don't even know, man. That thing's got to be at least.
I'm pretty sure 25. It came out in the 80s.
Yeah, it might be 30 years old, but it's
80s or 90s. I'm pretty sure late 80s.
Literally, the premise is that there's an advanced, alien life form or a I don't know if
species,
it's
something.
I think it's just a giant ship. I can't remember. I don't want to spoil it too much.
Yeah, just watch the movie.
That's the premise. Like, she kind of talked about it a little bit, but it's an amazing movie. I think it has Ed Harris in it, and I think it's directed by James Cameron.
Anyways, back to the thing.
James Cameron. It's a great movie. If you haven't seen it, check it out.
Anyways, back to the theories. Random movie plug.
But I mean, it ties directly into what you were talking about.
I know.
My theories or other things that I've seen that weren't, blockbuster movies. I don't know. I mean, it's really hard to separate everything I'm thinking about from what we just talked about, that movie. No, I think it is interesting.
Tunnel vision.
No, it's just interesting because, the whole, like, deep sea, NASA, deciding to go to space rather than deep. I mean, obviously there's a lot of problems like engineering wise going into the
and
into
I
the
can
ocean.
Understand that, and I'm just going to counter that with a remark real quick. So one of the things that I did find while researching a little bit online is why have we not discovered more of the ocean? And like a lot of their excuses, or I guess reasons, were, like you said, technology limitations, cameras can only do so much. And then to that, my response is, how can we take a picture from Earth of a planet how many fucking light years away, and that picture is crystal fucking clear?
Well, it's because it's a vacuum, and there's no water you have to get through, no murkiness.
Is there?
There's a lot.
I'm just kidding. I don't believe in the firmament.
I mean, you're literally taking pictures of light sources, and in the deep, there's just no light. So, I mean, some other stuff
they
too.
They do have new technology that can record bioluminescence in the water that they've never been able to see before. Well, so how do we know there's not going to be some new technology?
Well, I'm sure there will be.
Like, another thing is,
yeah.
We have discovered most of the bottom of the ocean. We just can't discover anything in between it.
Yeah.
Like, we have entire maps of primarily the majority of the bottom of the ocean.
Oh, gotcha. As far as
actual geographic and maps and shapes of the mountains and the ravines and the crevices and all that shit.
Yeah.
But for some reason, we can't figure out what's in between what we can register and what's too far to read.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to me.
I don't know. I mean, it's always been kind of mystified in books and all that stuff. There's, what is it? 20,000. God,
20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
I hope it's 20. I hope I'm not. Is it 30? I think it's.
No, I'm pretty sure it's 20.
God, I'm fucking it up. I don't know.
I think you're good.
Might have had a couple of beers.
Hey, cheers.
Yeah. Clink, clink. But no, it's always been, written about, just like space has, but it seems to kind of elude us. Let's get to the real conspiracy theory.
Let's hear it.
How about just Google search an image of Ghislaine Maxwell in a submarine?
Is that a real thing?
Yeah,
Give
I'm
me your
pretty
phone.
sure. No. You want to do it?
No, but do you want to hear something crazy?
Yeah.
So, obviously, I knew I was going to be doing this podcast about deep sea conspiracy theories. So, wanting to go into it, I wanted to have some knowledge other than, the crazy bullshit that I believe in. So, I took to the internet, because that's the only resource that I had readily available at my hands.
Yeah.
So, At first, I did the basic Google search, deep sea conspiracy theories about the ocean conspiracy theories. I tried all these fucking terms I could think of. Nothing. The only articles I could find were like Megalodon, Bermuda Triangle, regenerating jellyfish, like basic bullshit. So then I was like, okay, well maybe, you know, the CIA has done like the whole like, you know, whatever it's called, the fucking Public Information Act.
FOIA.
FOIA, yes.
There you go.
So I was like, let me go to their fucking CIA.gov, and I literally went to the FOIA search page and searched ocean. The only thing that came up was a declassified article from, I think it was like mid 70s, early 80s maybe, that talked about how they used to have these like deep sea rovers, and they could only record a certain amount. Once it was recorded, it would shoot the film, because it was, back then, it was actual, literal, like, physical film. It would shoot it in a pod up to the surface, and then they would just collect it and record whatever they could. So, apparently they had this mission to recover this specific rover because the footage didn't release like it was supposed to. They went, like, 18,000 feet or 18,000 miles below surface.
Jesus, you really read?
I
all
did.
that?
I wanted to do research. They recovered this
wow.
shit, and then the only thing that they saw was, they said there was a large unidentified object. They didn't say if it was like a structure. They didn't say if it was an animal. They didn't say shit. All they said was it was an unidentified object, and then that was the end.
Yeah. Well, I mean, dude, fuck all that. I'm sure there's way more than that. Well, because, like, if you think about a lot... Oh, I shouldn't say a lot. I don't know. A lot is good. Maybe a lot...
Did I just whip you with my hair?
No,
Sorry.
you're fine.
Okay, good.
You're fine. I think a lot is, you know, that's appropriate, but there are a lot of UFO reports of them coming out of the ocean.
And going into.
Yes.
And other large, deep bodies of water.
Yeah. So we can rope that into what we're talking about here. So...
Yes.
Another good movie. Well, even better book, Sphere.
That one. I think I like Abyss more, though. I've never read the books.
Ooh.
But of the movies, I like Abyss more.
I don't even know.
Is Abyss a book?
I don't know. I have no idea. But
probably. It's based off a book.
Sphere is definitely a book.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it or read it, do both.
He's not even getting paid for these plugs, guys.
No,
it's
but
just shameless. I'm just kidding.
This kind of like might put a face
into
or
like what we're talking about. Yeah.
If you have seen it, you know. But exactly, like aliens in the ocean, like you kind of mentioned earlier when you were
similarities between the two. Yeah.
Well, and fucking octopus. Let's not even get started
and
on octopus.
And how freaking
right?
smart they are.
And that's one of those weird things. You're just like, you're an alien. You're here. You got left over here somehow.
When I was in, what if they are like the OG beings of the Earth?
I'm saying they're fucking. They have like, I don't even know how many chromosome pairs
Random
they
fact: did you know that the Appalachian Mountains are literally as old as Earth itself? It was the very first mountain range ever formed on the entire planet. Used to be massive, and what's now there is what has slowly eroded away over time.
Okay, well, you're getting way off track.
I know, but it was just a fun little fact because, you know, I'm weird.
I know.
And I have ADD.
Went from deep oceans to talking about mountains.
Anyway.
Yeah. Like a 30,000 change or a foot change in elevation. No, that is a good point though. I don't even know how to follow that up.
Well, and then you gotta also think like, I've read this like whole Reddit string that talked about how the reason aliens have not come to Earth, which they totally have, is because we are the death-breathing oxygen livers who are slowly poisoned over time by their own breath. And because, like, honestly, if you were in space, if you were living on like an alien or extraterrestrial planet, it would make sense for you to like breathe methane or like hydrogen or something, not oxygen, according to like scientists.
Yeah, I haven't read this article.
I know that I have seen like articles and not documents, but like theories saying like it would make sense for beings of other planets to not breathe oxygen because they
Gotcha.
don't have it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, we're very lucky and fortunate to be able to breathe oxygen because otherwise we wouldn't probably look like us. I don't know. Anyways, back to what we were talking about. I kind of spiraled out of there. So, okay. I have another question for you.
Okay.
What is your favorite conspiracy theory? And it doesn't have to be about the deep ocean.
Oh boy. My favorite one?
Yeah. And like you don't have to you don't have to hold back, like give it to me.
Really? Seriously?
Yeah.
Man.
Cuz I'm looking for an idea for another episode. So I want to hear what you think.
There's so fucking many of
Just
them.
give me the first one that came to your head when I said it.
JFK.
Ooh.
Because that's like
JFK was an inside job.
that's like that's the quote unquote
That is
OG.
the
Yeah.
original conspiracy theory.
Yeah, that's kind of where
We kind of talked about it a little bit on the last episode.
So that's kind of where the
term came from, yeah.
And honestly, that's true.
It
Like,
is.
It is.
The government even admitted it.
For me, that's the ultimate one because well, yeah, and I don't want to get too weird, but yeah, I think that was a big turning point as far as like things being hidden.
Yeah.
The term itself, and then kind of the fight to figure out what the heck is going on.
Yeah.
It feels like it kind of started there. I'm sure before that there's a lot of secret stuff that's been secret for a long time.
Well, and
but
like,
as the average American citizen who kind of wants to know what's going on.
didn't he
Yeah.
want to also like end the Federal Reserve and the two-party system?
The Federal Reserve, I can't speak a ton to that, but the CIA
Yeah.
definitely.
He wanted to blow a shit ton of whistles.
Yeah. I think he pissed off a lot of people, but
Unfortunately.
the death and the assassination itself is, I think,
Very
is-
sus.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's my ultimate or favorite one because I think it's probably the most consequential.
The most consequential, the most taboo, the most speculated.
I mean, do you want to keep going just a little bit more into it, or?
Well, let's see how much time we have left.
All right.
We got time. Let's do it.
Okay. All right. Well, what about you? What's your favorite conspiracy theory?
Oh gosh. Please do not think any less of me. My favorite conspiracy theory is that the moon is an artificial thing
Satellite?
or craft.
Craft. Okay.
There are reports from some of the Apollo missions where pieces of their craft fell and hit the moon, where there were like crevices or caves or like really deep like holes or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And they said it rang like a bell,
Wow.
like the whole moon.
That's an interesting one. Out of all the conspiracy theories about the moon, that's one I don't think I've heard that one, honestly.
I
That it's
heard
hollow.
it for and not that it's hollow.
Okay.
That it is I won't say man-made, but it is an artificially constructed something.
What the fuck? All right.
But if you think about it,
Yeah.
this goes into another conspiracy about
Oh,
how
shit.
like Earth is like a breeding ground for aliens and how, or like basically just like a big old playground.
We're a farm.
And without the moon, the Earth would not be habitable by us. Like, we would not be able to live here. It controls our tide.
Yeah.
It controls everything.
Yeah. Okay,
So,
all right.
what if the planet was here? They tried to do some, test experiments. Shit kept dying. So they were like, well, this is why it's dying. What can we do to fix it? Boom. Here's the thing. It's going to rotate this specific way, every way, always, for the rest of infinity.
Wow. I mean,
When every other planet rotates and revolves.
okay. I like it. I like it. Like, and then they can sit there and watch us.
And
from their
then,
little part.
and then we
Okay.
just slowly evolve because of what they help us
I fucking
with.
love it. This is the definition of a conspiracy theory. That's why.
A little bit of truth
That's
to
what
it.
mine like. I mean, mine. I guess I should. I don't want to take mine back, but
You can have more than one favorite.
mine's almost a fact. It's almost a.
I mean, it
just a
definitely is.
Just a
It is.
conspiracy and no theory. 'Cause
It's just the fact. Oh, just because nobody's like been like, yeah, it's right, doesn't mean
well,
it's not right.
The amount of people who have spoken to it and
Exactly.
over the years, the books that have been written about it, which I've read a couple.
Ooh, he's sophisticated.
And this is like, yeah, I mean, so I don't want to take it back, but yours is good. Yours
I'm
is better
surprised
than
you had
mine.
never heard of that one.
I really haven't. I've heard of lots of things about the moon as far as people not going there. You know,
That's
things like that.
That's another episode we're gonna
yeah,
have.
that's
Don't
the most
worry.
of it. Yeah, the whole okay. Because you really laid it out. You know, you could have just said, "Oh yeah, it's just a fucking spaceship."
I can't. But I have to
it's
back
more
it
than
up with
that.
some sustenance.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's the whole thing with the theory is it's only a theory. There's no evidence. That's the difference with JFK is there's a lot of
There
evidence.
is a lot of
Ton of
evidence.
evidence. A
Yeah.
lot of it got suppressed and they're slowly leaking it out. Still,
Freedom of Information Act.
God, I really want to take mine back now because
You can do that.
Yeah.
It's okay.
yeah, give me some time to come up with a.
Hey,
better
we're
one,
gonna
but
have more episodes.
That's the one I wish for my like. I guess the best or one of the things about a conspiracy theory is. Well, one of the things is you can believe a lot of them or think about a lot of them and put effort into them and try to really kind of figure it out. But for me, with that one, that's the one that I hope in my lifetime
Comes out.
It is proven to be true.
Yeah.
The other ones, it's like there's all these theories, but that one is like, even for my dad who's old, like. He probably
Your
won't.
dad's
he
like
won't
83
see it.
years
Yeah,
old,
He
yeah.
won't see it, but he lived through it. So it's one of those things where he actually saw it on TV, lived through it, and talked to me about it. And then I saw a bunch of stuff about it and read about it, and just got passed down. It's one of those sort of. Dude, did you ever talk to your mom about deep sea conspiracy theories?
Fuck no. Fuck no.
Yeah.
She's gonna listen to this and think I need to be fucking institutionalized.
or at least you need to start taking your fucking
meds
medication.
again, yeah.
Medication again.
Oh,
Yeah, you
well,
gotta.
on that note,
Yeah, you gotta tie it all together.
I just choked on my spit because that was so funny. Yeah, I think on that note, that's a good place to end the episode.
Yeah.
I think we all came full circle back to taking your
You got a
meds.
nice bow on it. Yep.
Oh my god, I really am mentally ill, aren't I?
No. I just thought that'd be a good ending point.
All right, guys. Well, thanks so much for listening to the Taylor Talking
Oh,
podcast.
you're still recording. Oh, I thought that was an actual question. The light's not on.
Yes, it
Oh, all right.
is. Oh my gosh. Thank you guys so much for listening. Stay tuned for the next episode. It comes out 2 weeks from today.
Oh, boy.
I maybe won't have Drew on this one. We'll see. I'm just kidding. I really like having Drew on here, so he'll probably be a regular thing. All right, guys. Make sure to follow me on TikTok. Taylor.talking. TAYLOR. Talking. TALKING. Yay. Go follow me. Thanks for listening. Bye.